So if that's desire, what comes next? You think that they should be buying by now. They're interested. You're talking about benefits and they want it. So why aren't they reaching for their credit card? And that's to do with what comes next, which is the C. C stands for conviction. And what this means is that you have to convince them that what you're offering is worth more than what they already have. So you imagine that you've got the scales of justice here. At the moment, their money is here, and what you're offering is here. And until they're convinced, the value of their money is bigger than the value of what you're offering them. That's how it feels to them. And what you need to do is pile evidence on this side until they tip. They don't have to tip like this. You just have to tip them like that. And when the benefits of what you're offering outweigh the value to them of their money, that's when they feel convinced that it's a good idea to act. So the question is, what can you do as a copywriter? What tricks can you pull to convince them? And I guess the one that everyone will immediately think of, I hope you're thinking of it too, is testimonials. Testimonials are a great and very simple, persuasive tool. Why are they so great? Because it's your customers doing the selling for you. It's not some slick copywriter like me, it's a genuine customer. And the way to get testimonials, I mean, it's funny because a lot of clients that we work with have boxes and boxes of testimonials, literally, letters, but in an office somewhere, and no testimonials in their copy. So if that's the situation and you're freelancing, you just need to get them from your client. If you're in-house or you're in some kind of business, an entrepreneur, you should know where they all are, so get going and use them. There are a few things about testimonials we need to be clear about. First of all, they need, or at any rate, it's best if they're attributed. A testimonial that says, Mr. C. Johnson, 35 railway cuttings, London, is a lot more convincing than one that just says Mr. C. Johnson. And that is more convincing than one that just says CJ. And in fact, the least convincing testimonials of all are where you just have the testimonial in its quote marks and no attribution at all. People suspect, I think often rightly, that this has just been made up by the company or the marketing department. And sometimes they have, unfortunately, which is unethical. The second thing about testimonials is you do need to try and pick them in a way that reflects the planning you've done. If you've decided that the big benefit is the best tasting steaks or your money back, you want a testimonial that talks about the taste, not about the cholesterol or the price or anything else. But resist the temptation to edit your testimonials. Leave in the bad grammar and the sloppy style. I mean, yes, if there's something so egregious that it makes your customer look like an idiot, you might smooth that over. But it's that very lack of polish that makes testimonials seem so authentic. I mean, of course, they are authentic. That's the whole point. So just leave them a bit rough around the edges, because that works really well. The second technique you can use is the endorsement. And this is really more like a celebrity testimonial. Ideally, you want this person giving the endorsement to be a customer or a user of this product. I mean, they may not have paid for it. But ultimately, what we're doing is we're giving people an authority figure, somebody they respect or look up to or take seriously, and they say, yes, this product is really, really good. And it's, a Hollywood star or a doctor or a racing driver, whoever's going to be relevant. The third technique is press coverage. And just as with testimonials, you should be, or your client should be, collecting positive press coverage of their products, their services, their business. You can stick these in to brochures and web pages and letters and emails, either just as a literal quote from the press, or you can kind of get your designer to trick them up to look like they've been ripped out of a newspaper. Again, it's more independent testimony. It's unbiased. It's not advertising. This is an editorial endorsement, if you like. And interestingly, in the PR industry, they have something called the advertising equivalent, which basically calculates the value of press coverage as 3 times the value of the space if you were to buy it for advertising. So the PR industry considers the press coverage to be 3 times as valuable as advertising. Number 4, statistics. And now, despite what the Victorian Prime Minister of Britain, Benjamin Disraeli, said about statistics, that they were the third kind of lies, after lies and damn lies. People do like statistics. Maybe it's because most people don't really understand statistics, that they see that percentage sign or those numbers and they think, wow, the rest of it's all marketing speak, but these are numbers, this is maths, we have to take this seriously. What you might want to bear in mind is that even though these are statistics, it's best to express them in simple language. So I would recommend that you say 9 out of 10 people rather than 90% of people. It's just something people find easier to process. And remember that they, from their perspective, they are still reading junk mail. They are still being sold to. And somewhere up here, they know that's not what clever people are supposed to do. So we don't want to distract them or make them think about what they're doing. The fifth technique we can use is photographs. Photographs are very powerful. They say the camera doesn't lie, although of course with Photoshop it's very easy. But if you show a photograph of the product or a photograph of a customer with their testimonial, it's more documentary evidence, if you like, that this thing really exists in the real world and there are real people who use it. Avoid at all costs library shots. I mean, I know people use them all the time. We never do, incidentally, at Sunfish, my agency. If we can't have real photos of real people, we'll do something else. Nothing says more quickly, this is all fake, than a group of very beautiful looking models sitting around a table, smiling and pointing at computer screens, pretending to be business executives. We all know that this is posed, and so with one stroke, you've destroyed the credibility of the copy. And lastly, as for this list I can think of right now, the money-back guarantee. This is such a powerful technique, and I know you will have seen it if you've ever had a mail shot for a magazine subscription, for example. It says, we're confident that you'll love every issue of Powerboat Monthly, but if at any time and for any reason you feel it doesn't meet your needs, just write to us for a full refund of the unmailed issues. And here's the thing. When you give people the money-back guarantee, what do you think happens? The response rate to the promotion goes up, but the redemption rate doesn't change. People don't actually cancel any more frequently just because you offer them the guarantee. And in fact, in tests, we've worked out that the more unconditional you make the guarantee, the higher the response rate goes and the fewer redemptions that you get. If you say, I'm so confident that this course is going to change your life, that I'm going to make you an unconditional lifetime guarantee. If at any time from now until the day you die, you suddenly wake up and you say, you know what, that course was a waste of money, write to me, Andy Maslin, and I will personally refund every penny of your money. People think, wow, that guy is confident. This is really good. And again, I have to underline the point. Your product is good. The product owner, the business owner, that might be you, or as a copywriter or marketer, you have total faith that this product is going to do what it's going to do. This is merely about reassuring people that the decision they've already made based on your copy is a good one. Okay, we've grabbed their attention. We've talked about something they find interesting. We've made them want it. We've convinced them that the value of what we're offering is greater than the value of their cash. So what does the final A stand for? Action. It's the call to action. It's what old school sales guys call the close. And here are a few rules to write a really powerful, effective call to action. First of all, keep it simple. If you want somebody to take a free trial, tell them to take a free trial. Don't say, to take a free trial, go to our website, or if you want to order, do this, or if you'd like to talk to us in more detail, do this. Because as we've said before in this course, it's the tyranny of choice. Complexity theory shows us that the more options you offer people, the more depressed the response rate becomes. So decide on your goal, which you already have done incidentally in your plan, and then instruct them to do that thing. The second point about making a call to action is you can repeat the main benefit. You can say, I hope I've convinced you that taking this course is going to make you a breakthrough copywriter and give you the lifestyle you've always wanted. So enroll now. You can also deadline it. In fact, that's a very good idea, particularly if there's some sort of premium. Again, it's that scarcity value thing that if you say reply by the 31st of January and get your free ebook or your free polishing cloth or whatever it might be, there's a sense of urgency. This is not something you can put down. And you might actually say in the copy, please don't put this letter aside. Do it right now while it's still in your hand. Number 4 is to show the product. Imagine the order form that you might see on a web page or on a brochure or on a coupon of some kind. Normally what you see is a whole bunch of fields that need filling in, and it looks boring. It looks like a tax return. Why not show a photo of the product? This is what they want, after all. This is what they're paying over for, so show them the product. Or you might put a testimonial or a gold seal or an endorsement right by the call to action, so that just when there's that risk of abandonment, if it's an online purchase, or just screwing up, throwing it in the bin if it's offline, there's a kind of mini sales pitch from start to finish, right by the call to action. Because this is the bit they don't like, isn't it? None of us likes paying for things. We all like getting them, but who likes paying over the money? I don't think anybody does. And one final thought on the call to action. There's a 2-letter word in the English language that we see all the time. And it's a wrecker. It's a wrecking ball that goes smashing straight through your sales pitch. It's if. If you would like to order, go to W. And I think, what the hell's this if? You mean there's doubt? You know, you wrote the ad and you're saying if you want to order. So it's not a very convincing call to action. What you need to use is what linguists call the imperative mood. This is the mood of command, and it means the way a sentence works. So rather than saying if, you just say order now, or join Pete's Powerboat Heaven Club and start enjoying the benefits of a flawless showroom shine.